Hi, it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my third update for Basgiath, Panner's Quadrant. I created this project pan to lead up to the release of Onyx Storm. It's the third book of the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. There are two prompts in particular that have major spoilers for this series. So if you have not read both Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, I recommend not watching any further because both of those prompts will be discussed in this update. I have a list of 13 different sets of characters, mostly Rider and Dragon, and every month I've been rolling in two of those whether or not I have met any goals on the ones I've been working on previously. So there will be roll-ins whether or not I met any goals. I started this project on July 21st and it will end on January 21st, which is the day that the book comes out. I'm going to go ahead and start with the characters that have been in here the longest, and I'm starting with Feirge. Feirge's rider Rhiannon has already been rolled out, so it's just the dragon by himself, and Feirge means of anger, so it's something that frustrates you. And so I get frustrated by this Aesthetica liquid eyeliner. It's in the shade black, but it is kind of messy and difficult to apply with this type of tip, at least I think so. So it does get frustrating when I'm trying to make my eyeliner look nice, and I had a single use on this as of the last update. I have used it 5 more times for a total of 6. So I have 4 more to go to reach my goal of 10. I'm really happy with my progress in the last month because one use on the previous 2 months wasn't so great. I'm happier with how this is going now, and hopefully this will be maybe rolling out next month. The next pair is still together, and it starts with Captain Mira Sorrengail. She is a shield wielder and also Violet's older sister, and her signet power gives her the ability to not just protect her sister, but everybody else too. And so for that, it is something that protects you. And I picked this pocket bag from Bath & Body Works in the scent You're the One. It's a nice Valentine's Day type of scent, but I'm using it anyway. I know there's birch in here. I forget what the other scent notes are right now. But there's my progress markings, which is really good. I am trying to finish this for Mira, and maybe 2 or 3 more months. I only have 3 months left in the project, but I am hopeful that I can finish this. Mira rides a dragon named Teine. Teine means flame, and so it's something warm-toned. I pulled a shade out of my Ace Beauté Serenity palette. Specifically, it is the shade Meditate, which is that matte orange there. It is quite warm. I have a goal of using that 10 times. I have not yet used it at all. So 2 months of no use. I was working on shades in another project. That project has now ended, so I'm hoping to be able to use more eyeshadows in this project now. Mostly that one. I am looking forward to using some more colors, especially fall colors. There's a similar story for the next pair in general, starting with Rider Rhydock Gamlen. He is an ice wielder. He can summon and control ice and use it as a weapon, and so for him it's something cool toned. I went into my Disney Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette. That is the shade Experiment 626. It is a cool blue. It's not as scary as it looks in the pan, so it looks pretty bright there. It's really just a very light blue that works well as a first crease color or transition color whenever you're using blue or cool toned looks. So I have a goal to use that 10 times. At the last update I had 1 use. I used it twice more for a total of 3. So an improvement, but I do need to pick up the pace if I want to hit my goal on Rhydock, and so that is still in the project for him. Rhydock rides a dragon named Altram, and Altram means light, so it's something in kind of flimsy packaging. Again, this palette is in flimsy packaging. It's cardboard and it kind of comes apart if you want it to. The insert has become unglued from the outer packaging. I'm not going to pull it out right now, but I did it earlier. And so for him, I used the shade Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. Again, I have a 10 use goal on that. I also had 1 use on that last time, and I've used it twice more again for a total of 3. And I have a 10 use goal, so 7 more uses for both Aetram and Rhydock, and they're in the same palette. At the last update, I rolled in General Augustine Melgren. He has the power of Battle Foresight as his signet, so that is anything to finish because he knows how battles are going to end a few days before they ever start. And so for that, I just picked a sample. It's this Philosophy Amazing Grace shower gel. I have not yet used this. I've been working on another shower gel. That one is close to done, so I'm sure this will be done by the next update, given that it is small. I am excited to use this. I've never used this scent before, and I know a lot of people like it, so I'm excited to find out what it's like. General Melgren rides a black dragon named Codagh. Codagh means war, and so that is something that you've had in a previous project and didn't finish. And for that, I picked this First Double Cream. I believe this was in This is Fantasy, not the round that just ended, but the one before that. I rolled in at the very end and didn't get very far. That gold line's where I'm at now. I did use this 3 times. It is supposed to make your hair softer as it grows back. I'm not so sure that it does that, but then I'm not using it consistently, so I don't know. But I am trying to finish this for Codagh. Also rolled in last month is Lieutenant Colonel Brennan Aisereigh. This is a spoiler because he was believed to be dead for all of 4th Wing, and it turned out he was not. But he is a mender. He has the ability to heal things and people, which is a very useful skill in a country that is constantly at war. So he is something that you have repaired or fixed. And for me, that includes this red lip crayon. I don't know what brand this is, but it's drugstore. But there's tape around that cap because it cracked apart, so I had to tape it back together. I have a goal of using this 10 times, and so far I've used it 3 times, so I have 7 to go. I'm pretty happy with that. 3 uses in a month isn't bad for a red lip, but I am still working on getting another 7 uses for Brennan. Brennan rides a dragon named Maru. I think that's how it's pronounced. I had a hard time finding a pronunciation on this one because apparently the way you pronounce that name would be different depending on which dialect of Gaelic you're talking about, but I think I'm going to go with Maru, and either way it means death. So that is something that is discontinued. I picked this Jouer eyeshadow in the shade Chocolat. Jouer doesn't even make powder eyeshadows anymore as of right now, but there it is. There was already pan in it. My goal was to use it 10 times, and so far I've used it once, and that one use is today. It is one of my crease shades and is also on my under eye area, so I have 9 more uses to go on this one for Maru. So I do not have any rollouts, unfortunately, but at least none of my riders have died. This project has a caveat where since a rider without a dragon is dead, then if the goal is met on the dragon, then the rider dies because they no longer have their dragon. But that didn't happen to me this month, so there's still hope for all of my remaining riders, and I will be rolling in 2 more sets of characters. First character I'm bringing in is Lieutenant Xaden Riorson. He is a shadow wielder, of course, so he can manipulate and weaponize shadows. And in Iron Flame, we learned that he has a secret second signet. He's an intrinsic. An intrinsic is someone who has some kind of mental ability, so essentially a psychic. But in this world, it's illegal to be one. So if you are discovered to be an intrinsic, you are killed, which is one of the reasons why he keeps this a secret. In his case, he has the ability to see people's motivations. He knows why they intend to do the things that they do, and so it helps him predict behavior. So since Xaden has 2 signets, there are 2 possible prompts for him. You can either choose a contour product for Shadow Wielder, or you can have someone else choose for you for Intrinsic. I decided to pick a contour product. This is the Illamasqua Gel Sculpt in the shade Outline. I really like this formula. It's like cooling gel type formula. That's what I have left, and I have a goal to use that 10 times for Xaden. Xaden rides a dragon named Sgaeyl, and her name means shadow, so it complements his first signet rather well, and for that, it's an eyeshadow. So I'm going back into my Disney Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette, and since Sgaeyl is a dark blue herself, I'm bringing in the shade Blue Hawaii for her, since it's close to her own color, and I will try to use that 10 times for Sgaeyl. My second pair starts with rider Sloane Mary. She is a siphon, so she has the ability to pull power from one place to another, and so that is something that was decluttered to you. I have this Jean-Michel Quad, the Quartet Lumino eyeshadow in Accents de Terre. I'm sure I mispronounced that, but this is what it looks like, and this is something that I got from my mom. She had never used it, but it was decluttered to me from her. She just doesn't really wear makeup. And so I have a goal to use this quad 10 times, whether it's one shade or all 4, 10 uses on this. Sloane rides a dragon named Thort, and Thort's name means to either give or take from. So it goes, again, with her siphon abilities rather well, and that is something you got as a gift with purchase. And I got this Grande Lash in the Lash Enhancing Serum. My goal is going to be to finish this. I had this in This Is Fantasy, but the project ended without me finishing this, so it's going to roll in here, and I'll try to finish it in this project. So there's my update. I still have a lot of eyeshadows in this project, and I really want to get some of those out. So for the next update, I'm hoping to have 2 eyeshadows rolling out. Wish me luck, and good luck with your projects, and I'll see you next month. Bye.